Hey folks, certified hoarder here. Whoever stumbles on this, if you're going through hard times in your marriage, whether you're male or female, I really highly urge you to stop watching all this he said, she said, narcissist, borderline, bipolar. Stop watching all those videos and start looking at attachment theory. This is my second marriage, 14 years, and I'm telling you, attachment, in hindsight, because it's over, we just signed our divorce papers, attachment was the piece that I didn't understand and that I couldn't see. And all of the words, see, every time we would try to come together, I would want a secure attachment and I would want to be joined to her like this. But she had attachment avoidance. She was very avoidant of deep emotion, deep feelings from trauma. We're both broken messes, big childhood traumas, and we really are highly empathetic people, to where I feel sorry for the wounded little girl and she feels sorry for the wounded little boy. We both want to nurture and care for and protect and shelter that inner wounded person. But it's like our, I can't come up with a good word for it off the top of my head, but it's like our operating systems could not jive. It was like Apple and Mac, or Apple and PC trying to get together and have a baby. Like the files just didn't transfer. So love languages does come into play, I think, a lot. It's a component, but the overarching structural problem that made the relationship feel cold, dead, unloving was attachment. So the more that I tried to come close for attachment, the more she'd run away. So I felt like I had this for a relationship the whole time. The only time that woman ever came back at me was to yell and scream and criticize and push me back. So, but then she would withdraw and I'd like, don't go, don't go, don't go. My needs were never getting met. I am the one who self-destructed this marriage. Like, yes, I'm very melancholy. I'm very attached and bonded to her. We have a huge trauma bond. But I have to stop and say to myself, we never had a thing that brought us closer. Why? Like, she wouldn't garden with me. She wouldn't work out with me. She wouldn't, I struggled to find, I listened. I was constantly in my head listening to, what could we do that she would like that I would like? And I went and got goats because she thought, oh, baby goats are so cute. Baby pigs are so cute. I got goats and pigs. I thought that would be, a thing with us together. In the very beginning, she helped me milk goats, a goat, the first few days until I got the system down myself. And then it was just, these things are dirty and stinky. We just never had a thing that brought us close together. If you don't have a thing that makes you feel secure, so if this person is the dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant, whatever it may be, if this person needs to feel a strong, secure sense of you, and you, whenever they need you, they can give you the signals, whether verbal or nonverbal, either by cues or by outrage. It could be anything. But when you realize this person needs a lot of securing, you can go run up and wrap your arms around and you can hug them. You can squeeze them tight. You can soothe them. You can calm them down. You can reassure them that you're there for them, and they will calm down. They will come out of whatever tirade that they're in, whatever funk that they're in. When you secure them and meet their need to feel seen and heard and safe, they will calm down. But if they're dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant, when you need that, they will not give it to you. You can say, I just need you to hug me. I just need you to cuddle with me. And they will have 500 excuses, one after another, why you just aren't getting your damn hug today. And it's your fault. It's always your fault. They know there's a defect in them. They know it. But that low self-esteem, that self-image issue doesn't allow them to just face it. If they would just face it and say, why do I do this to my wife? Or why do I do this to my husband? Why don't I just give them what they need? They give me what I need. Why don't, if I can ask for it clearly, they will give it. If this one partner can say to themselves, either alone or in counseling or in conversation with their friends or even with their spouse in an argument, if this partner can admit that their partner meets their needs, at least to the best of their ability, but this one will not meet this one's needs, not even like attempt to, this one has to own that. There's responsibility. Okay, responsibility. This partner will get called a narcissist all the time. They'll get accused of all kinds of things because they're going to need, like they need to feel secure. And if they don't get it, they feel like they're in danger. And if they're in danger, then they have to start running away. Well, if you've got a mortgage and kids and all these things, and you feel in danger, you can't stay in that situation. You can't stay in raising children, paying the bills, taking care of this and that, and all the family commitments. You can't stay where you don't feel safe. You can't serve where you feel threatened and in danger. If this person just can't hear you and meet your basic need of a secure attachment reliably and consistently, you can't perform and you can't stay. It will destroy you. When you're trying to get your needs met by all sorts of manipulative techniques like, you don't love me, you're probably cheating on me, what's his name, what's going on, who is she, when you're doing that, this person, they're not going to come closer to you. They're going to shut down even worse. And then they're going to have ammo, and they're probably going to provoke you. They're probably going to antagonize and provoke you so that you lash out, and then they have ammo to stay comfortable in their dismissive, fearful, avoidant attachment space. So if you feel like your spouse is the ice queen or the ice king, like they breadcrumb you, they give you just enough loving tenderness once a week for you to not run away, because they give you that little dabble of hope, that little drip of hope. But then the next 3 days, it's just strife. It's distance. It's loneliness. It's emptiness. It's complete disconnect. You're sleeping in the same bed, but you feel alone. You're in the same house at opposite ends. You're buried in your screen and they're buried in their screen. That's what an avoidant attachment feels like. There is no connection. There is no attachment. It does not make one person a narcissist and one person of this and one person of that. There's 2% of the population has narcissistic personality disorder, so stop diagnosing everybody as it, okay? Everybody has defense mechanisms that they develop from childhood wounds, and they are narcissistic in nature because they're designed to protect self, okay? They're designed to protect the one who's not being protected. The child who has a loving, nurturing, caring home where its needs are met does not develop these properties. The child who's got to fend for itself because mom's a crackhead and dad was never there from the start, and there's 3 kids by 3 different daddies and living from one boyfriend's house to the next. Those children are going to come out of it with trauma because they have had to protect themselves. They're like wild animals. They have to protect themselves, but they don't have power to do it. It's not like they're 6 foot tall. They don't have the ability to just mash right into, a conflict and come out the winner. They're small. They're children. They have to use their brain. They have to use emotional manipulation techniques to get their needs met or to get out of the abuse that they're suffering, all these sorts of things. Pointing your finger at somebody saying you're a narcissist isn't going to help your marriage. It's not. It's not. And I'm thankful, this isn't tooting my horn, I am narcissistic, which is what most of my channel has become about lately. And it's I'm being vulnerable, honest, authentic, and I have never gained subscribers like I am right now. It used to be I'd make 20 videos to gain 10 subs. I'm now waking up and having 10 without making a new video. So there's apparently a need for this. A YouTube channel is not successful without there being a market niche that needs to have you. And my market niche is Jesus went out for the one that was lost from the 99. He leaves the 99 and he goes out to chase down the one. I'm looking for the one. I want to share my brokenness so that I can be securely attached by other broken people, and I can show them what has worked for me. I can lead them in a path toward salvation, toward forgiveness, toward peace. I couldn't have these things. I did everything in the book to try to have these things. I could not attain them on my own. I got them for free from Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and I will serve him all the days of my life. He will save me all the days of my life, and I will serve him for it all the days of my life. Folks, if any of this resonates with you, I need to make a living. Yeah, someday I hope to be able to figure out how to make money at this so I can continue to do it, because I'm spending all my time composing these things and not making money, which I need to. I need to get back to my business, but this seems to be like a calling for me, like an intense calling. And if you knew a thing about the Bible, you'd know that chasing down riches is not good. The kingdom of heaven is much better. So I don't need riches. I just barely need enough to get by, just barely. And that's all I'm looking for. But I really want to grow this channel so that I can spread the gospel message to more people. And I'm not going to bother, I'm not going to drone on with detailed Bible expositions. There's 100,000 channels that do that. If you're a prostitute, if you're a closet homosexual, if you are a vegan engaged in the ethical non-monogamy lifestyle, if you're that outlier, if you've got purple hair and tattoos up your face, but that life that you chase down, that worldly life you chase down, it's just not fulfilling. It's left a void in you, a massive void that you cannot fill. You're the one I'm looking for. If you've been cheated on over and over, if you've got a relationship with your parents that on the surface looks good enough, like you should have no problems, but deep down you're filled with problems. The outcome's full of problems, but there's all this unforgiveness and all this resentment, and it could be with your brother, your sister, it could be with your wife, it could be with your husband, mother, father, children, neighbor, coworker, your ex, your baby mama that you raised kids with. It could be with anybody. All this unforgiveness, if it's eating you up, if you have to turn on Fox and CNN so that you can get a little hit of dopamine, getting riled up about what your enemy camp is doing to your camp and what your camp is doing to the enemy camp, I'm looking for you. Vote Jesus. Politician can't even save himself. They can't even save themselves, but they promise that they can save you. Are you a fool? Are you stupid? Honestly, are you stupid? They can't save their own souls. They're going to hell. What good can come to you of hating your neighbor 4 doors down the road for a bumper sticker when someday they might be the one that could help you? Nothing good comes from hating your neighbor. Everything good comes from loving your neighbor. Everything. He says, I'll make your enemies your footstool if you just obey me. So if any of this strikes a chord, please like, comment, subscribe. Interact with me. Tell me what chord I struck. Tell me what resonates with you. Tell me how I provoked you. Tell me how I pissed you off. Tell me how I hurt your feelings. Tell me how much you hate God because of what he did to you, or how much you love him because of what he did to you. But open your mouth. Open your mouth. Interact with me. I dare you.